start of my life, it's been pretty difficult. I grew up rough. I grew up in the streets in Texas. And my mom, she was abusive, and my dad was abusive too. I never really got to know my real parents. I was adopted as a kid. I was always in trouble at school. I had emotional problems and speech problems. I could barely speak English. I started using drugs when I was 3. Marijuana, I smoked with my mom, and I drank also beer with my mom. It was the projects, it was prostitution, it was gangs, police in and out. When I was 10, I got arrested for burglary of my school building, and at the age of 15, I was arrested again for credit card abuse. Went to the military when I was 18, but I couldn't function right. I started having mental breakdowns, and that's when I started drinking real heavy. I started hearing voices. It said, "What you doing laying on the floor? Or you a dog?" I couldn't speak, I couldn't move or nothing. I couldn't function in normal society. At the age of 23, I committed my first major felony for armed robbery. They gave me 6 years for it. While I was in there, I started realizing that I need to reform, change myself, but that still didn't change my mental health. I was still hearing the voices, and I was still on drugs. I slept in the alley. I used to survive off of eating out of trash cans. Got in trouble again. I shot a guy 3 times. They gave me 8 years. I made up my mind that I wasn't gonna be into the streets life no more. But the voices in my mental health was deteriorating. I was going down. I got locked up this time in Tennessee and Memphis, but it wasn't in prison. They seen that I needed help. They sent me to Alliance. I stayed for a week or 2 thinking that I was ready to get back in the streets, but I still did drugs and alcohol. Got sent right back to Alliance Health Services. And this went on repeatedly for a month. I started listening to those guys and started taking my medicine. I started going to the library, got my GED, took up all kind of vocations, got close with God. Alliance pinpointed what I really needed. They gave me a bed to rest in. They teach you about your mental conditions, and they also make sure that you're taking your medicine. They believed in me that I was capable of being on my own, maintain a job. They called me, said that they found a place over by the university.
Wow.
Okay.
There you go, man.
Wow. Opened the front door.
Wow.
Inside it was nice and clean. And I said to myself that I'm going to keep it like this. I'm just taking one day at a time. I look for good things to come my way. I want to go to college because I feel like I missed out my education when I was a kid. So I'm making up for it by reading a lot of books. The books I'm reading is psychology. I'm fascinated by the mind. I've been healing. When I go to the grocery store, I'm like a little kid. I look at all those choices and selections. I was like, yay. And the best thing about it is buying stuff that's not already open. I learned not to give up on yourself. Always believe that tomorrow may just be a better day.